I want you to breathe that in for a second because I feel like a lot of you needed to hear this today. Not just a sign, but a real confirmation that what you have been feeling is not something you made up. And today, the cards are saying yes. They are saying that what you want is not as far as it feels, that it is already in motion, already moving toward you. Already decided, even if you cannot see it yet. That is the energy we are walking into today, not waiting, not wondering, not maybe someday. Already yours, so let's go into the cards and see what is unfolding here. The first card that comes out is the Ace of Cups. And this is such a beautiful card to open with. The Ace of Cups is not a maybe card. This is not someone still figuring out how they feel, not someone going back and forth or sending signals you have to decode. This is a full cup being extended directly in your direction, a genuine emotional opening, the kind that does not come from someone who is confused about you. I feel like this person has been carrying what they feel for you quietly for longer than you probably realize. And something recently shifted inside them. Something clicked, a decision was made. They are done waiting, done holding back, done keeping what they feel somewhere you cannot see it. They are ready to offer you something real. And I feel like part of you already sensed that. Something in you noticed even before anything was confirmed. Even when you told yourself you were reading too much into things, you were not imagining anything. What you felt was real. And the cards today are here to confirm that for you. The second card is the Six of Wands, and this one is very telling. The Six of Wands is the card of someone stepping forward with full confidence, with intention, with the energy of a person who knows exactly what they want and is not afraid to go after it. This is not someone tiptoeing towards you, not dropping vague hints, not making you wonder what they mean. I feel like when this person comes towards you, you are going to feel it clearly. Nothing ambiguous, nothing to overanalyze at 2 in the morning. They are coming with purpose. The third card is the Two of Cups, and this one brings everything together. The Two of Cups is the card of genuine mutual recognition. Two people seeing each other, really seeing each other, and both feeling the pull at exactly the same time. This is not one-sided. What you desire to, what you have been quietly hoping for, they have been quietly carrying as well. It is the natural result of a real connection. Finally reaching the point where silence is no longer enough, and I feel like deep down some part of you already knew this. You felt it in the moments between you two that lingered just a little too long, in the way your gut kept quietly telling you. Pay attention to this one. The cards today are saying exactly what your gut has been saying all along, so stay with me. Because what comes next goes so much deeper than this. Before we move forward, I want to say something to the ones who almost did not click today, the ones who almost convinced themselves. They did not want this anymore. You do. And it is okay that you do, wanting to be chosen. Wanting something real is not weakness. It is just being human. This person has made a quiet decision, one you do not fully know about yet. And the energy of that decision is already moving toward you. You do not have to chase it. You do not have to convince anyone of your worth. What is already yours is already finding its way to you. So trust what brought you here today. And I feel like some of you have been wondering if this was even still possible, if the connection you kept feeling was something real or something your heart invented. It was all real. Every bit of it was pointing at something true, and the cards today are confirming all of that. The part of you that held on quietly, that part was right. I feel like you have been in a place where you tried to talk yourself out of hoping, where hoping felt too risky, so you shut it down before it could hurt you. And yet here you are. Something brought you to this reading today, and I do not think that was an accident. So trust that feeling, trust the version of you that knew before any proof that this connection was real, because the cards are confirming it. Every single part of it and what is coming next is going to make all of this very, very clear, all of it completely. And let's keep going. Now let's talk about what they are not saying, because underneath everything they have been showing you, there is a whole other layer, and the cards are about to pull it all the way up. The first card here is the moon, and the moon never lies. The moon is the card of what lives in the dark, what is real, but unspoken, what a person feels at 2 in the morning when all the noise is gone, and the only thing left is the truth. And the truth for this person right now is that they think about you more than they have ever admitted to anyone, including themselves. I feel like you come through for them at the most unexpected moments. They are going about their day doing something completely ordinary, and something reminds them of you. Your voice, something you said once, a moment between you two, they have replayed more times than they would ever tell you. And instead of letting it pass, it just sits heavy, quiet, real. They have not told you that. The second card is the Knight of Swords reversed. And this is so specific. The Knight of Swords reversed is someone who knows exactly what they want to say and cannot get the words out. Not because the feeling is not there. It is very much there. But every time the moment comes, something in them goes quiet. I feel like this person has rehearsed conversations with you in their head, has started to say something and then pulled back, has opened a message, typed something and then deleted it. Not because they do not mean it, because they mean it too much. There is a difference between someone who goes quiet because they do not care and someone who goes quiet because they care so deeply it frightens them. This is the second one. The third card is the Ace of Swords reversed. This is the unspoken truth card, the thing sitting right at the edge of their words that keeps getting swallowed back down. And I feel like what they want to say is more specific than just "I miss you." It is something more precise, something they have been trying to find the right words for, because they know that once they say it, everything becomes real. And part of them is not quite ready for everything to become real, even though another part of them has been ready for a long time. I feel like if they could sit down with you right now, they would say something like this: that they know they have not always shown up the way they should, that they have made this harder than it needed to be. That what they feel for you is real, even on the days when their actions did not reflect that. They have not said it yet, but it is sitting right there inside them. Waiting, the fourth card is the Four of Cups reversed. And this is the card of someone waking up, coming out of their own head, stopping the internal spiral, and finally looking outward again. And as they come back to the surface, you are the first thing in their line of sight. You were always the first thing. They just had to get out of their own way long enough to see it clearly. The fifth card here is the Page of Cups. And this one is so tender. The Page of Cups is the soft part of someone. The part that is still learning how to be vulnerable without flinching, still figuring out how to take what they feel on the inside and let it become something real on the outside. I feel like this person carries something gentle for you that they do not carry for many people. A quieter version of themselves comes out around you, one that does not need to perform or protect or hold anything back. That version of them wants to offer you everything. They just have to trust it enough to let it out, and I feel like they are almost there, so close to saying the thing they have been holding inside. And when it finally does, it all shifts. Now let's talk about you, because this reading is not just about what they feel, it is about what you have been carrying through all of this, and that part of the story deserves just as much space. The first card for your side is the High Priestess, and this makes complete sense. The High Priestess is the card of deep inner knowing, of the part of you that does not need proof to understand what is real. The part that picks up on things before they are said out loud. Before there is any evidence, I feel like you have known things about this connection that you could not fully explain. You felt the pull before anything was confirmed. You sensed the shift before they showed it. And even on the days when nothing was being said, something in you knew. A lot of people probably told you to stop reading into it, to protect yourself, to not get your hopes up. But something deeper in you kept saying, no, this is real, that something was right. The second card is the Seven of Cups reversed. The Seven of Cups reversed is the card of clarity, of finally seeing through the fog, of being done with the confusion and the back and forth. I feel like you have done a lot of emotional work around this connection, More than anyone around you knows, you have talked yourself in and out of hope more times than you want to count. Tried to be logical about it, tried to pull back, tried to protect yourself from getting hurt again. And through all of that, the feeling never left. That is not weakness. That is you knowing the difference between something real and something that is not. The third card is the Strength card, and I need you to sit with this one because strength here is not about pushing through pain. It is the kind of strength that is quiet, patient, sure of itself without needing to announce it. I feel like you have been that kind of strong through this whole situation. You did not chase, you did not beg, you did not make yourself smaller to make any of this easier. You held your ground. You held your worth, even when the silence stretched out longer than you wanted, that took more strength than most people realize. The fourth card is the Six of Swords, and this one shows me where you are emotionally right now. The Six of Swords is the card of moving away from turbulent water, of leaving behind the anxious, overthinking version of yourself. I feel like something in you has settled recently, not because everything is resolved, but because you made a quiet decision somewhere along the way that you know your worth and you are no longer available to negotiate it. That shift in you is part of what is pulling this person forward right now. There is something magnetic about someone who has found their peace, who is no longer waiting with desperation, who is simply open and ready. That is you. The fifth card is the Ace of Wands. New fire, a spark of something beginning. And for you, this is not just about this connection. This is about the version of you that is finally ready to receive. You have done the work. You have held the faith. Now it is time to receive what you have been holding space for. There have been moments in this situation where you questioned yourself, where you wondered if caring this much was somehow the problem. It was never the problem. The depth of what you feel is not a flaw. The right person does not want you smaller or quieter. They want exactly who you are, all of it, and they are about to show you that. Because what is coming towards you was built for this version of you, not the guarded version. This full, open, real version, that is who they are coming for. Now let's talk about what got in the way, because this did not have to be this complicated. And I feel like a part of you has known that a part of you has wondered why something that felt so real kept hitting so many walls. The cards are going to explain that now. The first card here is the Tower reversed. And this is really important. The Tower reversed is not the dramatic collapse. It is the slow internal one, the private unraveling that nobody sees from the outside, the kind where someone is holding it together on the surface while something is quietly shifting underneath. I feel like this person went through something maybe before you, maybe during something that shook the foundation of how they approach love, how they allow themselves to want things, how much they let themselves trust what they feel. And that internal experience created a wall, not aimed at you, not because of you, but it was there and it got in the way. The second card is the Eight of Swords, and this one is about the prison that is not real. The Eight of Swords is someone standing blindfolded, surrounded by swords they think are trapping them. But if they just removed the blindfold, they would see they could walk out at any time. I feel like this person convinced themselves of certain things that were not true, that the timing was wrong, that they would mess it up, that you probably did not feel the same way, that it was safer to stay quiet than to risk saying the wrong thing. None of that was as true as they believed it, but they believed it anyway. And it kept them stuck. The third card is the Five of Pentacles, and this card always brings up the feeling of standing outside in the cold, of being close to something warm and good and still not walking toward it, not because it is not there, but because something in you does not quite believe you deserve to come inside. I feel like this person has had moments of genuine doubt about whether they are enough for you, whether what they can offer is what you actually want, whether you would still choose them if you knew everything. That kind of insecurity is quiet. It does not announce itself. It just creates distance. And a lot of the silence between you two lived there. The fourth card is the Two of Swords. And this is the card of the impossible choice. of someone sitting between two things they want, unable to commit to either, unable to move forward, unable to let go. I feel like this person has been caught between the desire to come forward fully and the fear of what happens if they do, between wanting to claim this connection and the habit of protecting themselves that runs so deep it became automatic. That tension is exhausting for them and for you because you felt it. That push and pull, that hot and cold, that energy that felt real one day and distant the next. And it was not about you, it was about them fighting with themselves. The fifth card here is the Nine of Wands. This is the card of someone who has been through a lot and is still standing. Bruised, tired, a little guarded, but still there, still in it. And I feel like that is both of you in different ways. You have both been holding on through things that would have made a lot of people walk away. And that staying, even when it was confusing and painful and uncertain, that means something. It means what is between you is strong enough to survive the complicated parts. And what comes next in this reading is where things finally start to move. All right, let's talk about what changes now. Because the cards for this part of the reading shifted the moment I pulled them, there is a different energy here, something lighter, something that has been building quietly underneath everything we have talked about so far, and it is finally ready to surface. The first card here is the Judgment card, and this is powerful. Judgment is the card of awakening, of a moment where everything becomes suddenly unavoidably clear, where a person can no longer pretend they do not know what they want, where the internal debate ends and something simply decides. I feel like that moment is happening for this person right now, or it has just happened and the movement that follows it is already in motion. Something recently shifted for them. A realization, a moment of clarity. Maybe something small triggered it, a song, a memory, something that made them think of you immediately. And in that moment, all the excuses and the fear and the hesitation just fell away. And what was left was very simple. They want you. They have always wanted you. And they are done pretending otherwise. The second card is the Page of Wands. And this is the card of someone about to act on something. Someone with a message to deliver, and energy that is fresh and direct and not overthinking itself anymore. I feel like communication is coming, and I want to be specific about that. This is not a vague, they might reach out eventually. I feel like for a lot of you watching this, there is something incoming, a message, a conversation being initiated, an energy that starts to move towards you in a way that is unmistakable. And it is going to feel different from before. Because this time it is coming from a decided place, not from confusion, not from testing the waters, from someone who finally knows what they want to say. The third card is the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is one of my favorite cards for forward movement. This is someone standing at the edge, looking out at what is ahead of them and stepping forward with confidence. The ship has left the harbor. The decision has been made. There is no going back now. I feel like for this person, they have crossed a line internally that they cannot uncross. They have decided fully quietly without needing to announce it to anyone yet. And from this point forward, their actions are going to start reflecting that. The fourth card is the Two of Wands, and this one shows me the planning energy. The I know what I want, and I am figuring out how to get there energy. The Two of Wands is someone holding the world in their hands and looking at the path forward. I feel like this person is thinking about how to approach you, what to say, when to say it, how to make sure that what comes across matches what they actually feel. They do not want to get this wrong because this matters to them. You matter to them. The fifth card is the Ace of Pentacles. And this is such a grounding card to close this section with. The Ace of Pentacles is a real, tangible new beginning, not just emotional, not just in the realm of feelings and hopes. Something concrete, something that actually lands in the physical world. I feel like what is coming is not just a conversation or a moment of connection. I feel like this person is ready to offer you something that has real weight to it, real commitment behind it. The kind of thing that changes the nature of what this connection is. Not just, I like you, something that asks more of both of you, something that builds. And I feel like you have been ready for that for a long time. And now let's land this because after everything the cards have shown today, I want to leave you with something real. Something you can carry with you after this reading ends. The first card for guidance is the Star. And the Star is one of the most beautiful cards in the entire deck. The Star is the card that comes after the storm. It is the card of hope that is not naive, but earned, of trust that has been tested and survived, of light that returns, not because nothing hard happened, but because you held on through the hard parts. And I feel like that is exactly where you are right now. You have been through the uncertainty, through the silence, through the moments of doubt where you wondered if any of this was going to amount to anything, and you are still here, still open. Still believing in something real. That is not foolishness, that is faith. And the Star says that faith is about to be rewarded. The second card is the Ten of Cups. And this one made me pause for a moment. The Ten of Cups is the card of emotional fulfillment, of the thing you have been building toward actually arriving, of love that is not complicated or painful or uncertain, but full, peaceful, real. I feel like this is what is being pointed to for you. Not just a moment, not just a conversation. Something that actually fills the cup, something that lands the way love is supposed to land. And I want you to let yourself want that without guilt, without shrinking the desire because you are afraid of being disappointed. You are allowed to want all of it. And based on everything these cards have shown today, all of it is what is coming. The third card is the Four of Wands. Celebration, homecoming, the feeling of arriving somewhere you've been trying to get to for a long time. I feel like that is what this connection is moving toward. Not drama, not more confusion, a place of ease. Of two people who went through something complicated and came out the other side choosing each other anyway. That is the energy ahead of you. So here is what I want to say to you directly. Before we close, trust what you have been feeling. It was never wrong. Do not close yourself off to what is coming because of how hard the journey here was. The difficulty of the path does not cancel out the beauty of the destination. When this person comes towards you, and the cards are very clear that they are receive it, not with walls up, not with a test, not with let me see if you really mean it this time, with openness, with your whole self, because that is what they are coming to meet. And do not forget your worth for even a second through all of this. What you bring to love is rare. The way you feel, the way you stay, the way you hold on to something real, even when it is hard. Not everyone can do that. The right person knows it, and this person knows it. So take a breath. Let this reading settle and trust that what is already yours is already on its way to you. It always was. I want to leave you with something real. Something you can carry with you after this reading ends. The first card for guidance is the Star. And the Star is one of the most beautiful cards in the entire deck. The Star is the card that comes after the storm. It is the card of hope that is not naive, but earned, of trust that has been tested and survived, of light that returns, not because nothing hard happened, but because you held on through the hard parts. And I feel like that is exactly where you are right now. You have been through the uncertainty, through the silence, through the moments of doubt where you wondered if any of this was going to amount to anything, and you are still here, still open, still believing in something real. That is not foolishness, that is faith. And the Star says that faith is about to be rewarded. The second card is the Ten of Cups. And this one made me pause for a moment. The Ten of Cups is the card of emotional fulfillment, of the thing you have been building toward actually arriving, of love that is not complicated or painful or uncertain, but full, peaceful, real. I feel like this is what is being pointed to for you. Not just a moment, not just a conversation. Something that actually fills the cup, something that lands the way love is supposed to land. And I want you to let yourself want that without guilt, without shrinking the desire because you are afraid of being disappointed. You are allowed to want all of it. And based on everything these cards have shown today, all of it is what is coming. The third card is the Four of Wands. Celebration, homecoming, the feeling of arriving somewhere you've been trying to get to for a long time. I feel like that is what this connection is moving toward. Not drama, not more confusion, a place of ease. Of two people who went through something complicated and came out the other side choosing each other anyway. That is the energy ahead of you. So here is what I want to say to you directly. Before we close, trust what you have been feeling. It was never wrong. Do not close yourself off to what is coming because of how hard the journey here was. The difficulty of the path does not cancel out the beauty of the destination. When this person comes towards you, and the cards are very clear that they are receive it, not with walls up, not with a test, not with let me see if you really mean it this time, with openness, with your whole self, because that is what they are coming to meet. And do not forget your worth for even a second through all of this. What you bring to love is rare. The way you feel, the way you stay, the way you hold on to something real, even when it is hard. Not everyone can do that. The right person knows it, and this person knows it. So take a breath. Let this reading settle and trust that what is already yours is already on its way to you. It always was. I want to leave you with something real, something you can carry with you after this reading ends. The first card for guidance is the Star. And the Star is one of the most beautiful cards in the entire deck. The Star is the card that comes after the storm. It is the card of hope that is not naive, but earned, of trust that has been tested and survived, of light that returns, not because nothing hard happened, but because you held on through the hard parts. And I feel like that is exactly where you are right now. You have been through the uncertainty, through the silence, through the moments of doubt where you wondered if any of this was going to amount to anything, and you are still here, still open, still believing in something real. That is not foolishness, that is faith. And the Star says that faith is about to be rewarded. The second card is the Ten of Cups. And this one made me pause for a moment.